Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. All right, I'm excited to do this video on Oklahoma, and reason why is it's kind of interesting. It's kind of the reason why Biden really underblew it in this Super Tuesday, and that's Oklahoma. And we're going to be taking a look at this race specifically because Joe Biden lost only one county, and he's going to probably continue only lose one county. But the question is, what is that one county? First off, it's kind of silly because Joe Biden barely carried that county by almost lost that county to, I don't know, I think it was Bernie Sanders, but he carried every county in Oklahoma by, as you know, Oklahoma with 38.7% of the popular vote. But one thing he didn't do was carry, as you know, this county. Joe Biden won 73.0% of the popular vote. If there was a poll saying that Joe Biden would win 73%, I would predict Joe Biden to sweep the state of Oklahoma. And did he sweep Oklahoma? The Democrats will tell you, of course he did. Not necessarily, because we have Joe Biden barely winning in these areas right over here. And we know these areas as conservative little holds over there. Conservative holds. But the question is, what is this county? And why did it go to based Dean Phillips? And by the way, I don't think he's so based anymore because he ended up going to endorsing Joe Biden after his withdrawal, which I thought was a huge mistake. I knew he would endorse Joe Biden, and I continued to side with him when it came to the issues of ballot kicking him off the ballot and trying to declaim races for Joe Biden, make it more easable for him to win. Um, I sided with him on that, but the one thing I kind of had some frustration, like he goes and attends MAGA rallies. He makes himself out to be a part of the MAGA movement. He goes and says there's no such thing as white supremacy and something like that. And he goes and says the Democratic Party is deluded, my party's deluded, and that America first is cool. And then after he kind of picked up some wins and he goes, okay, we can't necessarily win this, it drops out, and he kind of endorses Biden. I saw that coming. I knew he would endorse Biden. I knew before he was a Joe Biden fan. Not as big as John Fetterman, though, but he is a Biden supporter, a proud Democrat. He's not a staunch far left liberal, though. And I will tell you now, he's pretty much ended his political career because basically this was just a suicide run for him because he's a part of the 3rd congressional district of Minnesota, and that district it's not like having the 5th district, but that district has a lot of liberals. But yeah, I think he's going to end up winning re-election probably by a historic margin, a low margin, in this upcoming set of elections in November. But what is that county? And I said in my review video of the Super Tuesday that this county ended up, which is it that is not that county isn't Hispanic. It's actually this county that's Hispanic. So once again, mistakes happen. But the question is, what is that county? And ultimately, that county is Cimarron County. And that county, it votes, let's see, 92.3% for Republicans. Barely anyone lives here. Party registration of 1,000 people for Democrats, 183 for said Democrats. And it seems in 2020, no one came out and voted because only 970 people voted for Trump in 2020. 70 people voted for Biden, giving them 6.64%. The demographics, if you should see here, 84% white, 0.2 African American, 0.8 Native American, 0.3 Asian, 12% other racial minority here, and of course 1 point 8 from 2 or more. So yeah, Hispanics or Latinos make up 20% of the county. But that is Cimarron County, uh the only county that Mr. Phillips ended up carrying. And let's give it to Dean Phillips. He did way better than Bill Weld did. Let's see. Joe Biden, a huge L to you because you not only lost a contest, but you, and along with Obama, lost a county. Obama lost a lot of counties. He lost counties in Oklahoma. He lost counties in Tennessee. He lost counties in Arkansas. But let's give it to Joe Biden. He at least lost one. Donald Trump didn't lose any. He swept the whole country. Let's see if we can find a map of that. Of Donald Trump's ultimate sweep. They don't want to post it. That makes sense because they want to hide it, but they do. Oh yes, here it is. Here's a historic sweep. Yes, I don't think any incumbent president has swept the country, winning every county. I think George Bush carried every county in 2004. But that's the thing. I would say most Republicans, they tend to carry all the counties in a re-election bid. So yes, Trump ended up carrying every county from a 70% margin to 100%. So meaning 100%, meaning that I don't think they had any challengers, meaning that Trump was the only one on the ballot, making it pointless to vote. But yes, huge L to Joe Biden and the Democrats. That makes Super Tuesday probably a historic worst on their part. Once again, giving warning signs for their Joe Biden's reelection in November. Excuse me. So yes, Oklahoma. Let's take a look now at the Oklahoma election. Yes, Donald Trump wins 81.8% of the popular vote, and much better than, let's say, Joe Biden, who won 73%. That is really bad compared to an incumbent president. This guy's incumbent. He's supposed to do better, technically. Let's keep in mind that Joe Biden couldn't even get to 100,000 votes, which lacked voter turnout in this set of election. Let's take now a look at I'm going to take a look at the Oklahoma election. Yeah, Donald Trump swept Oklahoma. Holy cow. Nikki Haley got 15%. That's close to Joe Biden. 49,000 votes. That's worse than Joe Biden's 66,000, but it's in that range. It's still in that double digit type of thousand of votes, but Donald Trump swept the state of Oklahoma, proving that Oklahoma is indeed a red state. It is a Republican stronghold. It's anti-woke. People showed up, and I'll tell you, they didn't show up to go vote for Biden. It's either that people in Oklahoma were like, you know what, Joe Biden's going to get renominated regardless, or people are like sick with Joe Biden. I know Joe Biden has a is pretty unpopular even with Democrats in Oklahoma because of the border. Because Democrats in Oklahoma, they're more centrist. They are actually common sense, common thinking. They actually say, yeah, we support health care and all that stuff for the climate change, but we also care about the economy. We also care about the border. That comes first too. So the far left Democrats squealing, oh, that's far right talk. That's conservative talk. You're a conservative because you're concerned about the border. That's conservative. No, if you're concerned about the border, that means you're concerned about our country. And that's what we kind of have forgotten. And it shows that if you accuse people of being conservatives, whatever, if that's supposed to be like a negative thing on their part, because they're concerned about the well-being of our country, that basically shows that your concern about our country is at probably a historic low. You care less about our country. So yeah, I think this Oklahoma was definitely a bad night, a good night for Trump in many ways. Oklahoma helped make uh the night of Super Tuesday really good for Trump, and it's kind of a highlight along with Minnesota, North Dakota, um, and along with the American Samoa and others that really gaslighted and told Joe Biden that, hey, you did bad. You may got 6 billion voters. Congratulations. But to be honest, they're saying Trump is the worst president. Trump's a fascist. Trump's a dictator. Well, let's see. How much votes did Trump get in order to be renominated? 18 million. Meanwhile, yeah, 18 million, 93.99. And Joe Biden, silly Joe Biden, and the Democratic Party is stuck at 85.7. Wow. And you're saying this guy is going to defeat Donald Trump. You guys can barely even renominate this guy. You got 4.8% of Americans, 4.8% of Democrats that don't want you in office. 373,000 Americans. So that number is most likely going to climb because Illinois is the state with the most Muslims, and Chicago is the most area with the most Muslims overall. I'm curious to see when that is on March 19th. It is a primary, as you should know. But yeah, what do you guys think? Was Oklahoma a victory for Trump or Biden? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next political episode.